Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to Waves of 10. The topic for the summer 2022 season is Common Issues Around the World. I will only touch lightly on these issues, so let's jump right into it. For this fifth episode, we'll take up post-secondary education. In many countries, the educational system begins with primary, followed by secondary, and then post-secondary for its citizens. Primary and secondary education is usually mandatory, and at the end of them, the student is given proof in the form of a certificate, etc., having done well at the end of this formal education. However, usually, post-secondary education is not mandatory by the government of the day, and this form of education has been the cause of pleasure, distress, and certainly large debts for many families and individuals. Post-secondary or tertiary education, as it is also called, is optional, and usually one must have graduated with secondary school education to enter this stage. Tertiary education is usually obtained at a college, university, trade school, or elsewhere. Among other things, this stage of education dangles the possibility of obtaining one's dream job, which includes a hefty paycheck after graduating, in front of a potential student. However, while primary and secondary education is relatively free in the public system, it is not usually so in this stage of education. In many parts of the world, a 4-year program can cost anywhere between 20 to over 30,000 US dollars a year for a student. Therefore, this begs the question, how many potential students have this amount of money in their banks? Or how many are willing to enter into debt, which will sometimes include interest, which helps to balloon the overall cost of a student debt load? So, is it no money, no post-secondary education, or yes money and yes post-secondary education with one's dream job and that hefty paycheck? However, the age-old question is secondary education really necessary to achieve financial success? Well, here's a list of people who did and did not graduate from a post-secondary institution. Let's begin with Oprah Winfrey, who is an American. She's a producer in the film industry, an actress, a philanthropist, and more. Her net worth was valued at 2.5 billion US dollars. In 1975, she dropped out of Tennessee State University to pursue a career. However, she would later return and graduate in the class of 1986. Daniel Ek is Swedish, and he dropped out of the RTH Royal Institute of Technology. He is the founder and chief executive officer or CEO of Spotify, a portable music service. He is also a software programmer and more, and his net worth is valued at 2.2 billion US dollars. Robin Rihanna Fenty, a Barbadian, she did not pursue post-secondary education. Nevertheless, she is a singer and a businesswoman. Her net worth is valued at 1.4 billion US dollars. Now we will move on to Carl Douglas Macmillan. He is an American who graduated from the University of Arkansas and the University of Tulsa. He obtained the position of the fifth CEO of Walmart in 2014 and is also the company's president. Walmart is a retail store with over 10,500 stores worldwide. It employs about 2.3 million people. Let's move on to Amon Sinnott, who is Irish. He graduated from Trinity College, Dublin and University College, Dublin. In 2010, he was appointed as the Vice President and General Manager of Intel's Technology and Manufacturing Groups. The Right Honourable Nicola Ferguson Sturgeon is Scottish, and she graduated from the University of Glasgow School of Law. From 2007 to 2014, she was the Deputy First Minister, and on the 20th of November 2014, she became the first Prime Minister of Scotland. Let me quickly add that First Prime Minister is a position in government, and in this case, not the first Prime Minister that the country has ever had. That would have occurred in 1999. In Norway, Sweden, and the Czech Republic, post-secondary education is free, but there may be other expenses such as accommodations that the student may need to pay, while in Brazil, Canada, and the United Kingdom, it is not free. Thanks for listening, guys. Goodbye.